Heat of neutralization is basically the amount of heat which is released during the neutralization reaction in which 1 mole of water is formed. Is called as heat of neutralization. For example, when we run the experiment or when we run the chemical reaction between the strong acid and the strong base, the water molecules are formed. So when only the 1 mole of water is formed or 18 grams of water is formed, at that time the heat generated, it is known as heat of neutralization. It means the important part of this definition is 1 mole of water. It means that whenever the 18 grams of water has been formed, at that time the amount of heat which is generated, it is known as the heat of neutralization. Clear? Second definition is the amount of heat released when 1 mole of hydrogen ions, write in the bracket, you must write as positive instead of this L-Ti, from the acid reacts with 1 mole of hydroxyl ion OH negative ion from the base to form water, and 1 mole of water is called heat of neutralization. It means that 1 mole of H positive ion when reacts with 1 mole of hydroxyl ion to form 1 mole of water, that heat is known as heat of neutralization. Okay, start. In this slide, you can see the experiment to determine the heat of neutralization. You're not supposed to do this. You only focus in the formula. That after the writing the definition of the heat of neutralization, you will give the heading of formula. And in the formula, you will write the heat of neutralization is calculated by the following formula, in which delta H is equal to M multiplied by S multiplied by T2 minus T1, or delta H is equal to M multiplied by S multiplied by T. Here the single T is there, so you will write delta T. Instead of single T, you will need to write delta T. After writing the formula, you will put the heading of where. After the where, you will write the M. M is equal to the mass of the reactant, right? What about this capital S? Capital S representing the specific heat of the chemical reaction, right? S represents the chemical heat of the chemical reaction. What about is delta T, or T2 minus T1 is the delta T, and this delta T represents the change of the temperature, right? Here is the mistake. You can see that here M into S into T. So instead of writing single T, you will put delta before the T. So it will come M into S into delta T, right? Another which is very important point which you have to look over here is the calculation or the value of heat of neutralization when the strong acid reacts with the strong base. In slide, you only focus that when the strong acid reacts with the strong base, they produces approximately the same heat of neutralization. In the example number 1, you can see when the sodium hydroxide reacts with the hydrochloric acid, it generates minus 57.3 kilojoule per mole. So this is a point which is important for the MCQs or for the banks, that the dash amount of heat of neutralization generates when the strong acid reacts with the strong base. You will write that heat of neutralization is minus 57.3 kilojoules per mole. So this point is very important according to the MCQs and for the MCQs or the blanks. This is your slide number 8, and in this slide you can see the heading which is saying that using exothermic reactions to warm the food. This picture has been taken from your book page number 172. In this heading you can see that we use different chemicals to generate the exothermic reactions. Like in modern army, food rations can be warmed without benefits of stove or campfire. The pouch that contains food is attached to the flameless radiating heaters. The heaters contain the chemicals that react with water to produce the heat. When the pouch is placed in a bag and water is added, temperature of the food reaches to the 60 degrees centigrade in about 15 minutes. So what is the basic mechanism behind the formation of this exothermic reaction? Basically, we have certain chemicals in the heating pouch. When we add the water, so the chemical reacts with the water and it gives you an exothermic chemical reaction, and that generation of the heat results in the warming of that food. In the second paragraph, you can see it is written that the reaction of the magnesium with water is the slow, and you know we cannot wait much longer for the warming of the food. So because of the formation of flame oxide, that is magnesium oxide, the reaction of the magnesium with water is highly accelerated, means we can now accelerating, we are going to speed up the reaction by adding some iron and some ordinary salt. It means the chemical which is present in the radiating heater is the mixture of magnesium, along with the iron and with the salt. Why we add salt and iron in the magnesium? Because the reaction of the magnesium with the water is very slow. In order to speed up the reaction, we added these two substances along with the magnesium, which are basically the iron and the common salt, which is the sodium chloride salt. Thus, the flameless radiating heaters contain mixture of magnesium, iron and sodium salt. Okay class, यहाँ तक बात आपको समझ में आ गई, I hope. So here is the final your homework slide. In the homework, there are 9 questions. The question number 4, how food is warmed using the exothermic reaction. In this, you can read slide number 8 and give the answer. Question number 5 is basically give the 2 types of enthalpy reaction. We have discussed that enthalpy reaction in which the enthalpy of the product value is higher than the heat content of the reactant. The number 2 is the heat content of the product is smaller than the heat content of the reaction. So you have to read the slide number 3 to give this answer. Question number 6 is define the terms with the respective formula, which is heat of the reaction and heat of the utilization. Please class, don't write excess sentences or extra material. In the definition, you only write the definition and the formula, and where the formula need to describe, like in heat of neutralization, you will write the content of the formula separately. What about question number 7? Question number 7, the different conditions and different reactions are given, and you're supposed to write that whether it is exothermic or the endothermic reaction. So read it properly and write down that whether it is exothermic and endothermic. For this, you first go through your slides of exothermic and the endothermic reaction and answer these questions. What about question number 8? Question number 8 is the fill in the blanks, which is given on your page number 177, and MCQs on page number 177 and 178. If you don't have the book, then please let me know so that I will share the pages in your group. Okay class, here your today's class has ended. Please take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.